Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel. When announcing my path video for spring, someone also asked for path borders for spring to make the in-game pathing look a little bit more overgrown and natural. And so today I have a few different path border versions for you. Now, something I want to mention beforehand is that I have never before used path borders on my island, and so I personally don't have any experience with it, so I hope that I will still be answering all of the important questions. Another important disclaimer is that these codes are not mine, instead they were made by amazingly talented creators of the ACNH community, and as far as I could find them, I tried to link the creator's social media next to the creator code in the description box down below. And with that, let's go ahead and look at my setup. Alright, so first and foremost, I have prepared this little area. This is just for an overhead shot of the path borders, and it's supposed to show you how it looks with the actual in-game grass. Just for reference, we currently are on the 2nd of April, just because the grass color does tend to change. And then additionally, I've just put a bunch of different colored flowers here so you can judge it a bit better in comparison with those. Now, as I mentioned before, I'm not really using the path borders, and so I don't have an area on my island to show them off. Additionally, with all the different in-game paths, I thought that maybe something like this would be a lot better to really be able to judge them. So I will try to show you the path borders on all of these different in-game pathings. I've rounded some of the edges off, which are the bottom ones, and then the top ones, if available, I'll show you the sharp edges. And then once again, to make it a bit easier for you to judge the coloring and how it fits, I have put some regular cedar trees here that are in the cherry blossom season, and then also some fruit trees that are just the regular green. I really hope that this makes it easy for you to kind of judge what version of the path borders are going to be perfect for your islands. And with that, let's go ahead and take a look at all those different creations. Here we have a version with pink, yellow, and blue flowers. This version has all the horizontal and vertical side pieces and some rounded corners, and it also comes in this version that looks more like the fall grass. For this one, I have to say I really like how it blends in with the spring grass. The only thing that's kind of annoying is that there are no sharp-edged corners, but I do think this could really work on your island, and I personally also like the way it looks with all kinds of trees and colors. Next up, we have this clover version of a path border. With this one, you get all the vertical and horizontal side pieces for the corners, and you also get these cluster details. I really like how this looks. I love all the details on it, and even though the color might seem better for the summer grass, I feel like it does really work, especially if you have an area that's actually decorated. And you might have noticed it in the overhead shot that these are actually also the perfect color of the weeds when you plant them, and so I feel like this one really does work quite well. Next up, we have this version with orange flowers. For this option, you get the horizontal and vertical path borders and also some options for a narrow pathway. However, the corners also appear to only be for very narrow paths. As you can see, there is a bit of a code mishap happening here just because the corner pieces are only available for the narrow option. However, I do want to say that I actually really like the way that the green looks with the grass, and I like the orange flowers, especially with the wooden and brick pathing, and then also the two stone versions as well as this terracotta version. So in case you are using narrow pathways, this one might actually be a very good option for you. Next up, we have this very subtle grass border. For this one, you don't get any corner pieces, however, you can decide whether you want to implement this with flowers or without them. Now, because this one doesn't come with any corner pieces, obviously this does look a little bit weird. If you are looking for a very simple border though, this might work for you, especially if you don't have any corner pieces that you need to implement, and I think that the flowers do add a nice little detail. And next up, we have this version with the pink sparkly flowers. Now for this version, you do get options for all the side pieces and also this narrow pathway option, and you also get options for all the corners as well as these inner corners, which I believe is a very good selection. Now for this one, it might appear as though the grass color is more suited for summer, and I do agree with that on this dark dirt. However, for the other ones, I feel like it still works. There are pieces in it that are lighter and that really kind of work with the grass, And then also this just makes it look super mossy. I personally really like this path. We've actually looked at a path version of this in my spring path video. And because for this one you also get these inner corner pieces, this one will be very, very easy to implement and to make it work. And next up we have this brick version with all the grass and pink flowers. This version comes with all of the side pieces as well as these sharp edged corners, and additionally it also has these rounded corners right here as well as the inner corner pieces. So once again, very easy to implement. Now obviously this one is not really made with every single in-game pathing in mind, so it works best in my opinion with these terracotta tiles, but I do believe that it actually goes with every single one of them. Once again, I have not gotten the inner corner pieces because I don't have any space in my creator codes. However, with all those pieces available, this one is very, very easy to implement. I love how it looks with the trees, and I love how this kind of looks like the grass has fought its way back underneath the bricks and it's really kind of growing onto the path. So this one might be a very, very good one if you want to have that like overgrown but still very, very pretty vibe to it. And here we have another grassy option. For this version, you get all the side pieces as well as corners, and the creator has also uploaded this in a few different colors so that you can find the perfect match for your island. This one, in my opinion, looks very much mossy, and I do really like it. Now, in this setup, I feel like the corners kind of look a little bit patchy. However, I do believe that in a regular setup with these in-game pathings, you would space them out a lot more, and in that case, it definitely works. And it also looks a lot more patchy when you don't round the corners. So if you do round them, you might not even have this issue. And I personally really think that this one does look like nature is taking over. And as the next version, we have this mossy variation. Now for this path border, you get all the side pieces, you get the sharp edge corners as well as the rounded ones, you get the inner corner pieces, you also get this design for a single tile as well as this cute little heart. Now this one once again is relatively subtle, so it doesn't reach too far into the path, but it might be my personal favorite, especially when it comes to the dark dirt path right here, just because it looks really natural in my opinion, especially with decorated bits and pieces around the path. I think that this one would blend in very, very nicely and actually looks like the grass has just kind of overgrown onto the path, which I personally really, really like the look of. And the next version is this rose border. For this one, you get all of these side pieces as well as inner and outer circle tiles. Now, as you can see, this one is quite bold and admittedly not really in my personal color scheme. However, I do love the details on it. I think it looks great with the cherry blossom trees, and I think that Deirdre likes it as well. But if you're going for like a garden theme and these roses kind of fit your general colors, then this one might be the perfect option for you. I also have this darker version of a grass border. For this one, you get all the side pieces as well as corner pieces, and there's also an option of integrating this with a narrow path. Now this one, once again, I feel is very subtle and just kind of looks like it has spilled over to the path, which I personally really enjoy. And this one actually works better if you don't round the corners, because when you do, it doesn't really show up anymore. So however you do the corners, I think that you might be able to find something here. And I personally do have to say that I quite enjoy how subtle this is, because once again, this just looks like that overgrown vibe. And there we go with different versions of path borders for spring to make the path look a little bit more natural and overgrown. Once again, I do apologize if I left out any important information and for not implementing the inner corner pieces because I didn't have any space with my custom design codes. I do hope that this video still helped you find a path border variation for your spring island. Do let me know in the comments down below which version was your favorite and which one you will be implementing on your island. If you liked the video, make sure that you give it a thumbs up and make sure that you subscribe if you don't want to miss any future videos. And until then, I hope that you have an awesome, awesome time, and I hope to see you very, very soon. Bye!